Hello and welcome to the B Button. I'm your host, Baron Marf, and I'm joined as always by my compadre in arms, the one and only AngryLink. How you doing, buddy?
Yeah, chipping on through.
Yeah, getting stuck in?
It's been a hot, sweaty week at work. Hot and sweaty, having to move around lots, and I feel like I've lost weight just from sheer sweating. But you know. We get by.
Are you ready for your next week of hot, sweaty work?
No, but it's keep way it goes.
Keep the faith, buddy. Keep that head down and get that gaming done in between. And when we talk about gaming, we talk about our stakes in the ground, our commitment. So basically, it's our way of saying, look, gamer, we're not just here showing up, twittering on about any old, shenanigans. We're actually planning. We're thinking ahead. We're saying this is a game we want to play. This is what we want to achieve. This is how we measure what we do in life. And Link, you yourself said last week, my stake in the ground. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put 30 hours into Sword Art Online. I'm going to fucking get stuck in. How do you get on?
Yeah, not a fucking chance. No, it was just again a
10
mental
hours?
week. No, I did not even put it on once.
Legendary.
No,
whammy.
Yeah, it was just a mental week. So it's just one of those that I just couldn't get down to get any. It's not like I couldn't get any time. I couldn't get any chunks of time.
So we did some quick calculations last week of what you were committing to when you said 30 hours.
Yeah, there was at least, because obviously there is one day that I cannot do any gaming. I've got my evening, obviously get home from work and I'm on my off out elsewhere.
Yeah.
So I had 6 nights.
Full gang sex party. Yeah. And
yeah, so I'd have to do 5 hours a night, and yeah, I got all of 0 minutes done.
Great work. That's some great work. So look, have you? I mean, you had a manic week, but what have you been playing, if anything at all?
Well, again, just some pick up and sort of put down game stuff. So Rock Band 4's been getting a fair bit of attention this week.
Okay.
Obviously talked about over the last couple of weeks, been playing a little bit more of it with a couple of tracks, and again, I've been buying more tracks.
Yeah.
I'm obsessed with Lynyrd Skynyrd, That Smell.
That Smell.
As a track, because it's just such a great track to play, because there's just solos scattered throughout it. It's awesome. And he's got some really good hammer-offs, and it's just an awesome track.
So, I mean, Link, you're pretty handy at this game, whether you'd like to say so or not.
I'd like to say I'm fairly competent.
Yeah, I mean, which that basically means Link will come around to your house, put it on the hardest setting, and then just be like, down, 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 down.
You oversell my skill level. You really do. But I've been chewing through it from the start. Yeah. I mean, again, I can't help myself. I'll start playing one track and I'll just go, I'll go and have a little look at the store, and I always end up buying a couple more. I mean, they just keep sort of popping out little surprises, because I don't really keep up with it anymore. Every now and again I'll just see some amazing track, like, do you remember do you know Eddie Money, 2 Tickets to Paradise?
No.
I've ever seen it. It's from a Simpsons episode. Well, it's actually from I think Caddyshack 2. Rodney Dangerfield, he's in that one.
Right.
But it's also the Rodney Dangerfield Simpsons episode. Obviously, Monty Burns' his son.
Right. Okay.
And at the end, obviously, when he gets talked down from jumping off the building, and obviously the party starts. 2 Tickets to Paradise.
Right. Yeah. Okay. I know.
2 tickets to Paradise.
Yeah. Amazing.
And obviously the fucking hibiscus fucking necklaces fall down.
Yeah.
It's like, where does this all come from? It's like, it's a party, man.
It's a party. Yeah, everyone's got drinks immediately.
Exactly, yeah, it's all kicking off. It's amazing. So yeah,
there's a beach ball, getting volleyed around. Somebody's up on someone's shoulders in a bikini. Yeah.
So of course I can't pass up that opportunity to buy that. So
yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
And again, just some picking up random tracks, stuff like REO's Speedwagon and Extreme. Like, do you remember there was that big thing in, like, when Metallica brought out Nothing Else Matters? Like, Metallica did a ballad.
Yeah.
So everyone, like, loads of metal bands around the world were like, what? We can do ballads? And Extreme, an Australian metal band, like, again, their name's Extreme, and it's the most mellow of tunes. There's no drum track to it, for fuck's sake. So I was just like, yeah, I've got to buy that.
So did you 100% the drum section then?
Yeah, I did. Yeah. Nailed that sucker. But yeah, I've been sold on this since, to be fair, the first time I played Guitar Hero was 2, and I've been kind of sold on it then. I purchased it myself on the Wii, all back in the day on Guitar Hero 3. And then when Rock Band emerged, because I've always liked to think of life's one great percussive geniuses that was just left behind. But no.
So for me, when I first saw Rock Band, or what was Guitar Hero, I saw this small plastic guitar which looked like something you give to a toddler.
Yeah.
And I saw like big fat coloured buttons where there should be a neck of intricate, cables. And I just went, oh, that's going to be wank. And then mocked people. Yeah, and then exactly that. Then I played it and found myself like jumping around the living room.
No. There's the thing, though, isn't it? It's the first time someone plays it on their own, when you're free from the judgment and the eyes of mock. Well, do you know,
it's funny because for me it was the other way round, because in front of other people I was like, right, okay, I'll give it a shot and we'll see what it's about, yeah. And then when I thought, well, actually, am I going to go into the games room and set up with a small plastic guitar when there's no one else around and jump around my living room playing on this thing? That was really when I questioned myself. And also the first time somebody walks in on you when you're doing it, and you're like da 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 da, like bobbing away.
Yeah, totally.
And in fact, one of our legendary friends, the hero, the Kia himself, he regaled me of a story of somebody who I later found out might have been yourself. And typical, over the many ears it travels, I think by the time it got to
I think it was just the hero's legendary bardic tales, to be fair.
Embellishments, but...
legendary bardic tales.
But he told me a story of walking into somebody's room, being let into somebody's house and walking into the room and catching them, trying to basically duct tape or shape the microphone to their shoulder so they could both sing and play at the same time.
Yeah, that was me. And that exactly was me. It wasn't duct tape. I wouldn't be that stupid to duct tape a cable round my neck. No, but I had it, obviously you got the guitar strap, so I had it kind of wedged in there, and it was all right, because it wasn't an overly difficult song to sing.
But like when you hold a phone to like...
It kind of, there was slippage, because obviously you've got the strums and all of that. I was taking bass, so it's a fairly consistent, but it kind of slipped, and it was a...
I just love that, sort of playing the guitar and singing into your shoulder like... Amazing.
But that was some years ago now. That was probably 2007 maybe.
So I tried it and I was like, okay, this is cool, I get it. And the more when you start on like easy or something like that, it's completely separated from the actual music itself. You're just trying to hit these things. Same when you get to medium. As soon as you start to go to hard, you get your sort of, or I think that's when the orange button comes in, the fifth button. That's when you start to see how close you are to the music. Yeah. And then I think at the hardest setting, that's when you're starting to play pretty much the rhythm.
Oh, you're catching there's a note for note.
Yeah.
Sort of fast.
But I mean, so I played it and I loved it and it was great, but it's something I jump into for spats of like a couple of months and then I stop. But it's something you've just rocked out for years.
Well, there was a lot of years when I didn't play it for quite a while. Once the band split up, basically.
Yeah, bit of time.
It was sad times.
But I mean,
I've gone solo.
You've been mashing it for like ages now, and
well, it's basically once I found it from a retailer for like £25 for a guitar and a Rock Band 4. I was like, bam, sold. Yeah, bam, done. Freestyle solos. When you get them right, they are unbelievable. I was also looking at Rock Band VR. They got it on the Oculus Rift, and that does look cool as well.
I'm sure it looks cool up until the point where halfway through your solo you throw up.
No, there's no moving around, but there's a lot of trippiness. It's one that would be vastly much appreciated on Syllabins.
That was an epic solo.
Oh no, it is. You get like lights shooting out of your guitar and shit. It's unreal, mate. I was cracking up.
So you've been playing anything else?
Just a little bit on the mobile, really.
Okay.
I'd had Pro Evo mobile. It's talked as proper Pro Evo, and obviously I recently bought a gamepad.
You did indeed.
style baby gamepad.
Just hangs off your keyring. Yeah.
It does. It's actually sat on my keys as I speak. So yeah, I thought, yeah, perfect. Pre-registered, got the notification that it's now out, downloaded it, and it was just meh. Shit.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So when you say, I mean, you've obviously had a shit experience, but when you say shit, was it like you were looking for you were expecting it to be like a particular version that you played before and you were hoping they just basically ported it in some way, or what was it missing? What were you looking for?
For me, it was a case of there was just going an exhibition mode.
Right.
Where it's just take two teams that they've got and
play football.
Yeah, that's it. I had to do, don't get me wrong, all of this side of it I expected.
Did they make you build a kingdom?
Pretty much. Like, it's this My Club thing, which is in the normal, obviously the console version, it's their like FIFA Ultimate Team.
Right.
So you spend money and there's the risk and reward that you might get better players, but they're under contract, so you've got to renew them, so you've got to make sure you've got money to keep paying them and shit like that, so you only get more money by winning, and it's we're going to milk some more cash from you because you know this was free, but it's not really free, right?
Yeah, it's not really free.
But yeah, that and the lack of gamepad support for me.
What, so you can't use your controller?
No controller. Like, a game of all games, what would be the one thing that you would need for it? Yeah, fine, have your virtual fucking gamepad for people that haven't got a fucking keyring controller. But people who have got a keyring controller, which a lot of people do, because the people that are going to be playing Pro Evo on the fucking mobile will probably be gamers, and they'll probably go out and have a Bluetooth controller.
It's literally, you've got your phone when you go out your house, you've got your keys on you. Why wouldn't you want to play it?
Exactly. But, you know,
doesn't work.
Move.
Brutal.
No,
do you know what that sounds
like? Sorry. It does work in a sense that I can quit the game. The B button works.
It sure does. It sure does.
I heavily invested in that B button.
Yes, we have.
Yeah, it took me like 20 minutes just to get through. It's like, tutorial, this is how you run. It's like, yes, I know how you run. I don't need you to tell me how I run. Fuck off, just let me...
Yeah, it's Super Mario. It's the B button.
Yeah.
So Pro Evo Pro Evil not really doing it for you.
No, I was a bit disappointed. But
if you could use a controller, do you think you'd be there?
Oh, totally. I'd even go for the My Club mode because it's football. I don't care having to fucking grind shit out.
Brutal.
Oh, I did actually play. Sorry, I did play one final thing. I don't really think it classifies as playing it though. I looked at it merely. Mm-hmm. That was Phantom Dust. Obviously, it's free.
Phantom Dust?
Yeah, it's this old Xbox title that was made by a celebrated Japanese director. I can't remember his name. I didn't write it down, but it was the guy who did Panzer Dragoon Saga, which is the one that was on the Xbox, I believe. But it was his game that they've remastered and brought it all up to look pretty for the modern era, but it doesn't look pretty at all.
Right, so he made a game back then, which must have got some cult following because I don't know it.
Well, there was supposed to be a sequel which got cancelled, and then they've announced that we'll give you old Phantom Dust.
Then he did what
Panzer
Dragoon Saga, which was received.
It was critically well received, but it didn't do very well commercially.
Great. So now they've gone. But do you remember why you like this guy? And did you play it at all?
Not really. I watched some You've Lost Your Memories, or You Don't Know Who You Are. There's another guy, and there's some other guys that don't know who they are, but they've called themselves this because you can. Why wouldn't you name yourself when you don't know who you are? And I got through about 5 minutes, and then I just couldn't be asked. I don't even think I got to a battle sequence.
That is the high level of critique that we like to give it on the B button. Yeah,
it was so good. I went and read a book.
Great
but
work.
To be fair, that sounds like a slight against books. That's a bit harsh on books, but
we love you, books.
Yeah, he wasn't. I'm sure if I was to give it the time of day, there'd be something about it that may draw me in, and there'd be something fabulous about it. But it's one of those things that I don't think that it's going to carry because it does look a bit ropey now. It's not really been remastered; it's just been ported. It looks like.
Old games like that.
It's still got. I think if I remember, this is how much of an impression it put on me. I couldn't even remember if it was widescreen or 4:3.
See, that's what you get. That's what you get. Phantom Dust. Like, you're dead to us now.
So enough about my sporadic bits of rock banding and how was your stake in the ground? Because it's a game you've been waiting for months and months and months. We've seen it been out on Steam for months. You were pissed off that they'd never really announced a final date for it, and you'd kind of forgotten about it, and then all of a sudden you saw it and it was like, holy shit balls, what the fuck? Buy. What if I buy it now? I get both of them and it's really cheap. What
and
the
it's
fuck?
half price.
And literally every person. Do you play games? Yeah. Have you seen Shadow Warrior?
Yeah.
You go to the store now. It's half price.
Just buy it. Don't talk to me about it. Just go and buy it.
What are you doing? Where's your phone? Give it here. I'll buy it for you.
Yeah. There we go. I bought it for you. You're right.
Shadow Warrior 2. Did you get the what was it? Obviously you wanted to chew through some Shadow Warrior and get some 2-player co-op down.
Yeah.
So how did it go?
It didn't.
I
mean, so no.
Wait, Mark, high five.
Woo! Count it, yeah. So no, basically, I did play some Shadow Warrior, and I played quite a fair amount of it, but no co-op, which was
so you could repackage this in a really PRO way. I'm trying to savour it more. I realised that it's something that I've waited for so long that I didn't want to rush through it. I want to try and savour it and enjoy it. And I'm taking in the moment a bit more.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I saw it as more of a cerebral experience. I didn't really want to get too caught up in the interactiveness of other mediums such as people. No, basically I just didn't get around to it. So the main game, though, what I will say is it's great. It's exactly what I was looking for. I did mash a fair amount of hours into it. It's more weapons, more variations, shotguns. Oh man. So the thing for me, I always need a game to be visceral and weighted in its
combat, gunplay.
Yeah, exactly. It has the engine itself has to be solid.
I've heard you talking about these points before, and it always goes down to one gun. It generally every other gun, you talk about them, but
it define themselves on it as well, don't they? Or ID, but it
shotguns, isn't it?
Yeah, every time.
Every time, if the shotgun's not right, it's shit.
Yeah,
the whole lot.
But in this one, what they've done is they've gone, here's a fucking load of weapons. So here's a shotgun. Cool. Okay, I've got a shotgun. Here's a assault shotgun as well. And you're like, right, okay.
Sweet. So auto shotgun.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice.
But I've been going for the older sort of Remington style shotgun.
So the proper barrel to dum dum boom. In goes the 2 cartridges, flip back up, boom.
Not the 12 gauge, but the underbarrel pump action jobby. And when I first started using it, it was kicking ass. But soon you can augment it, so you can put elemental effects on it. You can double the power using but you can increase the damage.
Were these things in the old game?
Do you know what? I can't recall. That's dreadful. And I played a lot of the first game. I don't remember going to this level of detail into the weapons.
So I suppose if you can't remember it, and the fact that you played so much of it, this would have been a standout feature. So it seems that they've done a bit of a
nice clawback there, Link.
What can we do with that?
Yeah, no, I mean, for me, it's just it's had there's just been a massive impact on. They just tried to do a lot more with weapons. So. You've got a sword, great, but you also get dual swords. Okay, cool. But then you also get
because what's better than a sword?
Two swords. Yeah. But you get those curved blades where you hold them at your fist and they come out the top and then go around underneath your. So you get all the different variations, and once you start putting elemental effects on them, so you can put it on both the blades and also the guns, but also, for example, like the chainsaw or the bone sticks, which have blades sticking out of them, just like wading into the pack and shit like that. So
it's basically just a medley of offensive weapons that you can go, do you want to stick some random thing on that? Yeah. Does it turn flaming? Yeah, why not? Well, can this now shoot these flaming balls of death or these icy balls of fire? Yeah, go for it. Why not? So,
I mean,
basically, I think we were talking about this the other day, and I was saying the weight of the guns and how it's almost like they've said, here's what it normally is. 10 is what it normally is, and they've gone the Spinal Tap. Let's just turn it up to 11.
I would say it's not quite to Gears sort of level of.
But it now really sort of hearing you talk about it, it's kind of not. It's like, let's turn it up to 11 and add a horn that goes, huh?
Yeah.
And then there's a sombrero.
I mean,
we'll give it some chilies.
There's an element of that. I mean, for example, if a guy comes at you and you sort of shoot him with the shotgun straight in the chest, you'll blow a hole in him and he'll still come at you, and you'll be like, right, okay, I'm going for the head. So that's pretty satisfying in itself. But for me, it's like little things like all of the bodies of the enemies can be carved. So you can cut off limbs, and the carcass.
It turns into a bit of a gruesome version of Fruit Ninja.
Yeah, exactly.
Wait a minute. Does this game use Connect?
Oh no, sadly not.
I mean, how cool would it be? You've got your controller that you're running around, and you've got just literally knife hand, and you're just like, knife hand, yeah, just chopping through the screen, and then you throw your shoulder out.
Yeah, that'd be amazing. Well down. But look, I mean, I could waffle on for ages on this, but what I would say is just, look, get it now. You can get the first game with it. It's half price. It's just, for me, the best thing about the whole game is the name of the character, Lo Wang. So the amount of penis, puns in this game is off the chart. Just get in there, do it now.
If you do like some puerile entertainment, and obviously you can dismember people and blow holes in them, then yeah, it sounds like the perfect game.
It wangs the way forward. Other than that, mobile gaming. Mobile gaming.
It's been back on mobile, so it's low wangs and mobiles.
Yeah, exactly that. Yeah, Empires and Puzzles.
Still on it, still at it.
So do you know what? I did something with this game that I've never done with a mobile game of this ilk before. I invested some money in it.
Wow. I
actually said, right, I'm going to buy one of your packs. I think I spent $4.99, so I spent £5.
Oh no, because obviously you've paid money for games.
Yeah.
But like you've never done that.
It's a free to play game, and I'm going to buy some credits to do something in this game.
So can I just quickly ask one question first before? Had it hit like the paywall, where it's a case of you can either choose to spend hours and hours and hours having to go back through stuff to grind it to get, I don't know how it works with RP, with like leveling up stuff, but like you can obviously, you've got two choices. You can go back and grind, or you can just go, nah, fuck it, I'll just buy it.
It didn't hit it.
No.
It was actually...
It was like a conscious choice.
It was a cognitive decision to say, do you know what? If I got this, I can get a few of these characters. That'll beef my guys up to just wade through these levels. Nice. And it actually did it. As in, it gave me some cash. I was able to collect or get sort of 4 or 5 of these, or a few of these characters.
Nice.
And I've just been kicking the living piss out of the enemies.
Did it do the like the first purchase? It gives you extra bonus shit as well.
No, but it did do the if you buy it now, you get 8% extra for 8%. Wow, because that was my concern. That specific number, 8%. Thank God. But yeah, no. But either way, it's a great game. For those who don't know, it is a gem sort of Connect 3 gem puzzler.
Yeah.
A lot similar to Shadow Wars, where you've got the enemies at the top and you're trying to...
Yeah, it's the one where it's almost Tetris-like, isn't it? That whichever shape you sort of clear, that will then go up and attack, won't it?
Go up the screen and hit whatever enemies are stood above it,
Yeah, so you have to plan, and if you're obviously targeting certain, you've got to try and find...
These games are blowing up at the moment. There's loads of them about.
Well, it's people are getting thrown in variations, and there's a lot of mash-up, like I was saying with roguelite and stuff like that. It's like the shoot 'em up, and it's simple gameplay that can be expanded on, and they're using sort of fairly clever ways to expand upon it as well.
And it's strange because the only other game that I've really been macking this week is a variation of that. It's got a really catchy title. It's King of the Fighters 98 Ultimate Match Online. And I think it actually has to be said with that voice as well. Right here, it's that kind of excitement, bang, bang.
It's the kind of thing that, that in an arcade, you'd see long, protracted names just so it would stand out, because you had Street Fighter 2, and then obviously it'd be like, right, so we have to have 4 words, so when Street Fighter finishes, we're still carrying on, we're still heard over it.
Yeah, that's right.
And it just seems, it's almost like just one-upping.
Ultra Super Street Fighter 2 EX Alpha Edition 3 Beta. But yeah, so King of the Fighters 98 Ultimate Match Online. This game's basically just another sort of RPG turn-based affair. You sort of build up your characters as you would normally, but you tap on the enemy. When you tap them, you get the sort of the radial ring which retracts and sort of gets smaller and smaller until you get the sort of, and you have to hit it again
so it's a bit,
to sort of combo
bit
it.
Rhythm-y based.
A little bit, but
timing based.
It does, you can play off the music a little bit as well, so it does work that way. But it's addicting, man. Seriously addicting. I mean, you can pull off some great combos.
I've played a couple of the SNK mobile things, but they were quite a while ago. I can't really remember what I played. So
I've played the fighting games, but none of them have really pulled me in. But this one's sort of just right for this mobile market.
I think it's a case of mobile. I mean, it's taken a few more years because of the sheer amount of fucking money that people have made from churning out the same shit, and how easy it is to do, because obviously it's just the sheer scope of devices that are out there.
Yeah.
I mean, you're talking 2 billion potential customers. Who's not going to want to tap into that?
Yeah.
So, but
I
now,
mean, I was
going to say, you're seeing people. It's somewhat late to the party, but they're starting to get creative and use different control schemes in quite interesting ways.
Yeah, I mean, it's more interactive, and they're definitely working on, like you say, your typical turn-based RPG.
I think it's something that it lends brilliantly to mobile because
it blends as well, doesn't it, with this kind of rhythm-based thing. So I like what they're doing with it. I would just say that if you are going to play this game, just give it a little, give it a break at the beginning, because it goes on at the beginning, sort of walking you through every menu, every upgrade, every this, every that. You'll spend 20 minutes just mashing your way through that bit, but
and forgetting it all, and then trying to remember it over the next 2 hours.
Exactly, yeah. So you get 50% or 60% of the way through, and then you just go, oh fuck this, and then you just start skipping it all, and it's always the less obvious shit which comes out at the end,
which is really important.
Yeah, which is like how to actually beef your character up or combo and shit like that. So yeah, anyway, do give it a chance, well worth a look. Right, now then, considering the amazing job that we did with us, I mean, I played my fucking shit actually, no bollocks, I'm sticking to that, but considering out of your 30 hours you clocked none, what's going to be your stake in the ground for next week, Lee?
I am going to stick with Sword Art Online.
What, you're going to put in another 30 hours, yeah?
No, I've somewhat, I think, hopefully honed in and refined it to a bit more of an achievable and enjoyable, because I think that was asking. If I'd have thought about 20 hours, it would have been probably an ask either as well.
Yeah.
But I'm just going to try and aim for a new story trophy. So I can't remember how many hours I put into it last time.
What, so any sort of trophy at all?
Well, no, not any trophy, because of obviously what I played before. I could get it from killing X amount of enemies. I don't know what trophies I've got left to do. But a new story trophy would mean that I've progressed
the storyline in some way.
Yeah. So
okay, that's a reasonable one. I thought you were just going to go like, I'm just going to fucking play it. I'm just going to play it.
To be fair, that was my opening line that I'd written down, because I sort of few games, what I was thinking over.
Yeah.
And just fucking play Sword Art Online.
Yeah. That's my commit.
Yeah, I think that's probably the easiest one. I do want to get back into it. It's a good, enjoyable little RPG. Well, not a little RPG, but Yeah. Yeah. What about yourself?
So, Ultra Street Fighter 2.
I was going to say, because you picked it up.
Final Challenges, ridiculous length.
I'm assuming you've only had because obviously we haven't talked about it now, but you only had a chance to play a little bit of it, and I'd imagine you want to get into that some more.
So, yeah, mashed a little bit of it, but I intend to really roll my sleeves up and just start smashing the crap out of people online. But more specifically, the arcade side of it, what I have played, I've been faring up all right. And I always used to play these at sort of like, I'm the guy that when you put on like Marvel vs. Capcom or something like that, I'm like, I'll put the arcade mode on easy because I won't finish it.
No, that's very easy.
Yeah,
thank you.
Much better.
I'll try that one first.
Yeah, so if I can just sort of cakewalk the storyline bit, then I'm happy with that, because usually I will mash the first how many enemies and then just get dicked by the boss over and over again. So so I usually hang around there, but this time, when I've dabbled on normal, I've actually been absolutely fine. So I'm committing to sort of upping the game and saying I'm going to Mac arcade on hard.
Sweet.
I reckon I can do it.
Nice.
So rolling up my sleeves. It's Akuma time. I'm going to go in.
How many rounds is it, or how many matches? Sorry.
There's actually quite a lot. I think it's got to be the better part of like 14 or 15
So it's
rounds.
pretty much going for the rest of the roster.
Yeah, it's a big chunk.
So some lengthy battles ahead.
No, I've got faith. I reckon I can.
Do you know what I reckon you should do? You should definitely record this.
What, just hours and hours of me getting my ass kicked?
Well, no, because we'll see. Because it could just be like, bam, like 6 just smashed straight in a row.
Small break.
Before you lose a round.
Yeah. But I mean, there will be just breaks in between of me like crying into pillows and stuff.
No, because you can just roll that up as just take one.
Yeah, good, okay.
And just have the last final scene where you get battered and it's just slow mo.
I know you've been pushing for me to do like a Rocky montage on this.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it.
Yeah, no, we use the Team America, wasn't it? Gonna take a montage. Yeah.
Amazing. And on that note, folks,
even Rocky had a montage.
Yeah, even Rocky had a montage. Why can't we have one?
Exactly.
Right, look, here we go. We're all wrapping this bad boy up. So, usual things. If you like us, show some love, do a follow, subscribe. There's more ESG podcasts out there. All the links are in the box below. So, there we go. Over to you, AngryLink, for a...
Sword Art Online. Got down.
Gonna happen. Okay, Street Fighter, Unagi, hard mode, here we go. We're out. Peace!